Tyler, you heard it directly from the president, and of course that matches what you hear behind the scenes when you talk to officials here at the White House. Not a whole lot of optimism on this particular day about those talks with the Chinese. The president just saying we may make a deal at some point, but right now it's $200 billion at 25%. That's the tariffs that he's imposed already. The president going on to emphasize that if the Chinese do retaliate, which was announced this morning, then the United States will automatically kick in with what he said was $257 billion in additional tariffs, or tariffs on an additional $257 billion worth of goods. That's something they referred to as 267 in the past. Nonetheless, the president has suggested today that they would do that pretty much automatically. So the takeaway from the president's comments here is that we're likely not done with this back and forth exchange of tariffs between the United States and China, given the Chinese reaction overnight, Tyler.
China announced that they are intending to put $60 billion worth of U.S. goods under tariff. And how has the administration reacted to that? That's not $200 billion, but proportionally to what we export there, it is roughly in line with that.
That's right. And what you hear from administration officials behind the scenes is they feel confident that the United States economy can handle this. They feel like the U.S. can take this hit. There will be some short-term pain, but ultimately that the economy is roaring to such a degree that if you're ever going to reset this relationship between China and the United States in terms of the manufacturing imbalance you just heard the president talk about, now they argue is the time to do that. Now, their critics say there's never a good time to do that, particularly when you're talking about putting tariffs on that will have an impact on economies on both sides of the Pacific Ocean. But you heard Wilbur Ross earlier today talking about the idea that ultimately these tariffs are not that expensive in terms of the costs that consumers will see across the board. We'll see what the president has to say later on in the day about this again, but ultimately they feel this is the time to do this, and they're moving ahead.